welcome back to the Super Centex podcast. Michael Haag and Brice Cherry, as always. Chad is traveling or something, isn't he, Mike?
Yeah, so he went skiing in Angel Fire. You know, typical Chad stuff. So.
Yeah. He lives the life.
He does.
But joined by some special guests. I'm calling this the barbershop edition of the pod. Because we're just gonna be like sitting around the barbershop talking ball. Don't you go to their barbershop, Michael?
So I know you go to the same one as Coach Willis here. I don't know where Coach Cartwright goes. You'll have to share that with our audience.
Nice.
I actually go to Samaria's dad. He cuts my hair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But anyway, Will Cartwright, Marcus Willis, la-vega's boys and girls basketball coaches. Appreciate y'all hopping on.
Glad to be here.
Glad to be here. Appreciate you guys.
Always good to see you guys. So let's just get into it a little bit. First of all, I wanted to ask y'all, I feel like you each are big supporters of the other guy, Will with Marcus and vice versa. I guess just what do you respect, or what impresses you about what the other guy has kind of achieved with his program?
You want to go first? I want to go first?
You go ahead.
Whichever one.
All right. Can y'all hear me okay? I don't have my AirPods.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Well, it's a bonus, because I think, Coach has been, Will's been coaching, this is 9 years, head coach at la-vega. But I think is it eight of the 9, or maybe all 9? I think he's had a son of mine. Is it eight of the 9? Yeah, eight.
Wow.
Had a kid of mine actually, on his team, and he's had kids that, of course, that I've been, been very, very close to in the world. And, of course, I've gotten the chance to see his story as well, too, rise up from, the junior high perspective, first and foremost, a la-vega alum, to be able to watch his story, to be able to come back and give back to his own, alma mater, and then, watch him, grow from, kicking butt and taking names from the junior high perspective, and then following into his own tradition, into his own format in high school. So to kind of be able to walk the same walks in the same hallways and have the same typical kind of background story, it's real good to see, that the next side of you is doing, the same type of life thing. So I think just a lot of our stories together kind of mimics each other. And it's always good to see just another brother of mine just being successful.
Nice.
I don't know how they support those boys just as much as they support the girls.
Nice. How about you, Will?
He'll tell you that what he's accomplished is no shocker to me. He didn't know until about this time last year that what he's accomplished, I called it from the beginning. I seen him in action with boys and girls, his kids, coaching in the youth leagues. He's also related to my youngest son. So I've been around him a long time, as well as watched his sister play in high school. So and have seen the growth of Marcus, little Marcus, Mimi and Qwae and Quan as well, and his growth as a father. So it was like iron sharpening iron. But he's definitely everything he's accomplished, I knew he would do and could do. He's really good with those girls, and I always like to go in there and just kind of peep in and see how he's making them better and improving them. And he's got his own identity, and if he ever need, he knows he can always ask me if he want advice on something, and I know I can go to him vice versa on some things. But it's definitely been a blessing to be able to be around to see him win those 2 championships and play for 3 as well. And like I said, I actually thought he had a chance to get 3 in a row. And when he got the job, I said, he's gonna win one for sure, and he might win three,
Mm,
and he almost did it. So
nice, nice.
in a row. So extremely proud of the growth he's got. Because like you said, our resumes are very similar, and it's been a joy to be a part of it.
Nice,
hmm
nice.
Yeah.
Michael, what questions do you have?
Yeah, so you guys kind of just touched on it a little bit, and I didn't realize it was like 8 of the 9 years that one of Willis's boys was on your team, Will. But what's that dynamic like? And how is that? Was it different with Junior versus Qwae? Has it been kind of the same? I mean, just what's it like for both of you, not only being able to coach them, but then be around someone who does coach your son, Coach Willis?
I get asked that question. I'm sorry, Marcus.
Yeah, now go ahead. You go. You go ahead. You
Yeah,
go ahead.
I get asked that question a lot. The difference between Junior and Quay. Uh, oh man, Junior was Junior. It wasn't a shot Junior didn't like. Yeah, wherever he was on the floor, he felt like he could make that shot, and he made plenty of them for me. His sophomore year, he had 42. So our
Hmm.
school record's 50.
Okay.
His sophomore year, he had 42 against University in an overtime game, and if he made his free throws, he would have had 55.
Wow.
Man,
Made all his
that's
free throws.
crazy.
Who has the 50? Who has that school record?
Austin
Austin
Bradshaw.
Bradshaw. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's
Yeah.
got, he's got
He was
Austin
pretty
Bradshaw.
freaking good.
Yeah, he's got the point record, and then Randy Wolf's got the rebound record with 27.
Nice.
But anyway,
Good game. Wow.
Quay's he's more of an extension of me, to the point where he knows what I'm thinking, and sometimes he'll ask me a question, and it's like he's another coach sitting on the bench. I know Coach Hyatt probably and Coach Carper felt the same way when him playing in
hmm
football as well.
hmm
Um, but they're both similar with the competitiveness. They both want to look good. They both want to play as perfect as possible, and want to make their dad proud at the same time. So but I must say I got to lean more towards junior because I coached him all the way through junior high.
That's
Nice.
right.
Uh,
Nice.
but Quay, I mean, they're the same in thought process and similarities in games, but they're two different identities as far as
As players.
the competitive
Right.
players. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marcus, what's that been like?
Well, I was gonna say I was thinking about the same thing. I was like, Will's got that advantage to have with Marcus because he actually coached Marcus in junior high as well too.
That's
And
right.
so I think when Coach got the job, it was Marcus's freshman year, wasn't it, Will? So
Hmm.
they came in together. You know what I mean? So I knew he would probably have the upper advantage. I mean, no, it's fun. Like I said, to go back to piggyback on the first part of the conversation, I didn't even add about Cinco, just us being related. You know what I mean? Me and Cinco. So it's just the fact that we've been knowing each other for years. You know what I mean? So no, it's an easy transition. I know how competitive, Will is. He knows how competitive I am. I know what kind of passion he's going to pour into my kids. So, I don't have a problem at that at all. It's actually great to see. The thing about it is I'm trying to figure out, Qwae and Marcus, I was trying to figure out the differences as well too, So, I mean, they're both the dogs. I think Marcus probably had a little bit doggish sometimes. I think doggish ways in him when he was on the floor. I think Qwae shoots it better,
Hmm.
for sure. I think Qwae shoots it better than Marcus.
Quay's
Uh,
a better defender than Marcus. I'll
uh,
say
Okay.
Quay's
yeah,
a better defender than Marcus.
I think Quay's body frame I think the football mentality of Qwae versus I think Marcus, I think it helped Qwae big time.
Hmm.
Body frame, I think, allowed him to really dissect it. Qwae, both of them are really student of the game, but Quay's approach is perfection. So you can tell how the kids play. You know what I mean? They're coaches' kids, so they're going to play towards perfection. You know what I mean? Sometimes I hate that because watching Mimi is a kind of a trouble time too. When I'm watching her the other night, I'm like, she's trying to be so perfect. Sometimes you got to gamble. Marcus got to gamble a little bit more than Qwae. Probably a little bit more than Will. One of them two sometimes. So, but like I said, similar, kids, in game, but also very different as well too. But I love the fact to be able to enjoy watching my kids play, and play in the most comfortable setting that you probably can play as well too, to be able to still continue to be them, but also be easily coached as well too. So
Nice, nice. Uh, Marcus, so Will mentioned it, but like he said that he called it when you came to La-Vega. I remember when you first came and talking to you, and you had coached AAU ball and stuff, and you had to a certain extent called it. Like you had a vision of what it could be. Like to see that vision play out. And obviously it takes a lot of work, but um, just how gratifying has that been?
first and foremost, thanks to Almighty God for allowing that to happen. If He doesn't position and put things in place, then we can't even have this conversation right now. So I'm very thankful to the man above to be able to be in that position. And big thanks to, like you said, it takes a village. So with Dr. Shields and Coach Williams, believing in me to be able to give me this opportunity. And then we did talk about it, to pick it back on Will's conversation. And of course, I think me and Brice, we talked about it when we first got in, just by speaking it into existence. I had the luxury to be around a lot of those girls, prior to it. So it was an easy transition for me to coach them. It was just trying to figure out how you can sway yourself from an AAU format to a high school format. And it took a couple years to figure it out. But yeah, we did talk about it, Brice. We said about 3 years we wanted to get it done. And then when everybody doubted us, we definitely wanted to go get it done again, and once again, and then they doubted us. It's like, hey, everybody's gone now, so it's a new wave of kids, and we figured it out. We got there, we didn't get it done, but we still figured it out. So, it's a beautiful thing for allowing, I guess for people in place to allow me to be who I am. And to be passionate about the game, to be able to continue to grow the level of basketball. It was a beautiful thing to be able to see this. I'm post about this here shortly. I got the luxury to be able to see Mimi play on Thursday and Saturday this week. But by doing that, I was also watching KP and AC on ESPN, and then sliding over to YouTube and watching Dree Johnson. And so I watched four la-vega alum, play and do the things that they love to do. And then last week I got a chance to go to Hillsborough to go watch Leigh Bradley play at Hill College. She's playing for Southwestern Christian. So it's a beautiful thing not to just see these kids win state championships, but also get to the next level and not just be a part of the roster, be an impact. So speaking into existence, allowing the village of, your admin team and, even just with Will and the boys, you know what I mean? When we're in the playoffs, we're trying to find a way sometimes to play on a Monday, Tuesday, and so we can support each other. So getting the support from them and and from our team, from the school, and just a trickle down effect. I had the luxury to be able to teach at the junior high for the first 4 years of me kind of getting over to the system. So the relationship that I have with the junior high, just their support, with this championship run. And then also prior to that, me being in truancy allowed me to touch on every campus. So everybody kind of knows Coach Marcus and la-vega girls basketball. It's just a good thing to see, these girls, get this opportunity. These girls get the exposure that they deserve.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Coach Will, your programs, I mean, I feel like both of these programs kind of go through this because, volleyball certainly has a playing factor in this, but what's unique about your guys, and you and I have talked about this 100 times, and we actually talked about this on the pod recently, but you get a late start with these guys every year. These football guys are used to playing into December, sometimes that second week, third week of that month. So you don't always, I mean, you're missing half your roster at that point. What's the biggest challenge there for you? I know you're used to it now, but it's still a challenge year to year trying to get these guys in and get them ready.
Biggest challenge is knocking the rust off. Um, some of them don't touch a basketball since August, due to the longevity of football. So that's the hardest thing is knocking the rust off, getting basketball legs, trying to find ways to hit shots. Um, the identity is the identity. That's why we preach the same thing over and over every year. If you do switch too much, then I feel like that it could possibly be a thing where you're almost trying to reinvent the wheel in the middle of the season or late middle of the season. So that's the hardest thing is trying to knock the rust off. And once they do, it's something to some people it's the right time, and then it's also the wrong time because we'll run into someone that still 34 games in, and we're just
Hmm.
playing number 19, 25 is somewhere in that range. So, but they embrace it. They know it's a challenge, and I don't let them make excuses. The coaching staff don't let them make excuses. I lived it. A couple of my other sisters lived it the same way. Now, I wasn't as blessed as to play as long as they have. I mean, they're guaranteed. This is the last almost 20 some years. I think we've been guaranteed to play well into December.
Right.
Which is you think about that. That's crazy, and they still try to be able to win basketball games at the
Mm.
same
Hmm.
time. Um, and so when you got 12 guys and nine of them on turf, and
Right.
those nine are starting somewhere.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, so and I've also been blessed that out of that my 9 years here, I've only lost one player to a season-ending injury
Mm.
on the football field. So, well, maybe two. I guess two. Yeah, he could have played. The other kid could have played, but he had shoulder surgery instead. I talked him into it because he's going to play college football, and I
Right.
didn't want to risk not being able to get a start there. But so yeah, two basically.
Wow.
Wow. Uh, so you guys know I've been around a minute. Uh, uh, and I
Good at
know
what you
that
do too.
La-Vega basketball was good before Coach Cartwright. It was good before Coach Willis. I can remember Amy Gillum and Jeff Jefferson and uh, friggin' Kevin Gill and uh,
Man. Yeah.
Mario Kinsey and
Hmm.
uh, Juicy Landrum and all of them.
Hmm.
So that kind of leads me to this question. Obviously, I mean, is there
Oh,
pressure like to perform when you're at La Vega? Because I'm sure if you do drop a game, if you go into the barber shop, you're probably hearing about it. Like, what's up? What's going
yeah,
on?
yeah,
Like, is there pressure and does that drive you guys?
Yes, 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 and yes, and
absolutely.
yes. I'm,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Will can attest, but sometimes we're probably the most talked about guys in Central Texas.
yeah,
When you win a game, you still
yeah,
Yeah,
talk. So especially if you drop one you're not supposed to drop, or you drop a game, you definitely talked about.
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
you
I
know,
tell people, I tell people all the time that I mean, win or lose, I'm supposed to get fired every year. So it's,
hey, I've won.
know it anyway.
Been blessed to win two, and been at three, and and maybe I'm still don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. It's
That's
funny you said that. I'm sitting at, see, it's another reason why I don't sit in the stands. I'm
Yeah.
sitting in the stands when he won the first one,
yeah.
and he's finna win the thing, and his people still say, man, he don't know what he's doing. I was like, dude, I told my wife, I was like, I got you. We got to move. This is why I don't sit in the stands. It's
Right.
crazy.
Amen.
So, I mean, man, I ignore it, man. It's
Right.
win or lose. If we win by 25, I should have won by 60.
Yeah.
If we
Right.
won by 60, I should have won by 200. So if I
Right.
lost by one, it was my fault. So I mean,
And
I'm used to
I'm used to it. It's always my fault. I even tell the kids, it's my
it. Yeah,
fault. It's my fault. We lose every. You know what I mean? It's my fault. It's not your fault. So
players win, coaches lose. That's what it is.
yeah,
Hmm.
we embrace it. We appreciate the tradition, and we talk about it a lot in our locker room. You know what I mean? It's not about us. Doing what we've done in my little time here. It's about what we're trying to follow that has already been done before we got here. So the great Juicy's, the great Aaron DeGrace, the great Amy Gillums, the great Coach Jefferson's. It's just those type of people you also look up to. Amy's a mentor of mine. Sister. I talk to her still throughout the year, throughout the season. And so it's a blessing to be able to still be connected. Juicy. Juicy came home and got a chance to train with Mimi over the holiday break, but when they had the little small break before Christmas. So the connection that I still have with that la-vega tradition is also a true blessing. So no, we embrace it. I'm pretty sure me and Will both, I know we understand the pressure, but I think we've done a pretty good job of accepting that challenge.
It's that Showtime team with Mario Kinsey and the Hooks brothers and Jermaine Carpenter, Coach Gill, and that team's untouchable. I seen that team. I practiced with that team when I was in the sixth grade. Me and Coach Jefferson's son, who was used to be at Madisonville, is out in New Boston. And that was the hardest thing I probably ever endured. Coach Gill had us come up there in open gym. And I'm like, man, we're in the sixth grade practicing against these dudes. These dudes are like NBA players. I mean, some of the stuff they were doing in practice was just unreal.
Man.
Incredible, incredible. Yeah, that's an all timer in terms of Central Texas teams for sure.
Mhm.
Uh,
hmm
Michael, what else you got?
Well, I do have a couple fun ones I wanted to ask, but one more serious one first. Like I'm curious, man. Like, okay, say like Brice and I walked into a practice, right? I'm sure y'all don't have a lot of these, but like, what would a bad practice look like? I'm sure y'all have them, but I think you guys hold yourself to such a high standard that you have a lot of good ones, but I'm sure there's some bad ones in there too. What does that look like, and how rare are they?
Sluggish,
Yeah.
Mm,
very, very sluggish. Um, excuse,
hmm
I'm tired, I'm sore.
mm.
Um, oh man, I didn't go to bed till this. Well, whose fault is that? Type shit.
Right.
You know, I mean, they all got their own issues at home. But they that's he probably Coach Willis probably could test the same. He's probably got the same similarities. I see him shaking his head. Yes,
Hey.
but just it happens, but it doesn't happen as often as you think.
Yeah.
And then I definitely, I hate saying we definitely can't afford to let that happen for us because how late we start. Like that can't be you know, one practice every week type deal. It might happen, but we can't afford it to be happening ongoing weekly. So for us, I would say in a season, I might see it five times, maybe.
That's not too bad.
Hmm.
Uh,
Right.
Marcus?
I think the same reasons, of course. Sluggishness, tired. I deal with a couple of different things. From the women perspective than the males perspectives, but so we deal with some of those things. Um, it doesn't happen often though. It's going to happen way more often than us because unfortunately, Will doesn't get his kids until
Right.
December. So, we have way more practices, so it happens a little bit more often than us. I think like it's our focus to try to get them to understand that we're at a level where we can't afford it now. You know what I mean? In our situation because we're getting truly ready for the postseason, trying to make another run. So even though we've been in the gym this long, it's still we cannot afford time to waste. So today was great. Today was
Right.
tomorrow is usually fine because it's game day, so it's not much. Oh Lord, but you never know what to expect on Wednesday.
Right.
So
Hmm.
but no, we don't have them as much, but we do have them, and it's the same type of reasons, just excuses, and sometimes hey, I don't feel like being there, but I'm there, and I'm giving
Yeah.
you, and that's the same type of conversation. Hey, today we may not feel like doing this today,
Mm.
but we all signed up for it, and it's time to get to it. And so sometimes we slap out of them too. It's not always just sluggish. It could be a moment of spats. It could be the first 15 minutes. It could be the middle 30 or it could be the last, in the fourth quarter of our practice, we getting kind of sluggish. And we actually relate those things to the game, you know.
hmm
Hey, this is where we are. I mean, we're playing sluggish. We can't learn how to we got to learn how to finish games. So we got to make sure we're executing in that last 8 than we were in the first 8 as well, too. So we relate those sluggish practices to the things that we do in the game. Because I'm pretty sure Will can attest to that too. We get sluggish moments in games. Whether
Right.
call time out and have a conversation or try to make them play through it.
Yeah.
So but not as much though. We try our best to make sure we stay on the same page and stay the course the entire time that we're in the lab.
Nice, nice. Well, I wanted to ask you, so I think it's been twice now that you've had the unique opportunity to play in an NBA arena up in Dallas. You know, Michael was there, covered that game. I was there later that night with my son. It was his birthday, 21st birthday, and we went and watched my Rockets lose. But
Seguin got hurt early, man.
yeah, he did. He
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Uh, but no, I wanted to ask you, like, besides the opponent and what you get out of that, like, just how cool is that for those kids, and like, the chance to do something that, a lot of people don't get that opportunity.
But it's a cool neat deal. It's a blessing for those kids to be able to experience that. For many of them, for many of them, that might be their last NBA game they go to.
Mm,
That's their first NBA game that they've gone to. Let alone play on the gym on that floor. I can't even describe to you, um, man, how crazy that feeling is. Just standing there and watching those guys compete there. It's overwhelming, man, because they're doing something that a lot of kids don't get to do, and to see them be able to experience that and have the joy to do that. I mean, I'm honored and blessed to be able to stand there with them and be a part of it. We've
mm,
played against two good, I shouldn't say good, great programs in LaPointer and Brock. Um, the first time, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I can't even describe that national anthem the first time I was just standing there because I mean I was a huge Jason Kidd fan and I'm a Mavs fan, and so I can't even describe to you how I felt that first time. The second time, I mean, it's probably like Coach Willis when he first coached his first state championship game. You feel a little, your stomach's turning a little bit. You're trying to focus and try to make sure your kids stay focused. But I
Hmm.
mean, that whole atmosphere, I mean, for them is phenomenal.
mm.
And just to be able to play those two type of programs and come out with something out of both of them, even when we lost to the Pointer, we gained something out of that. I mean, we learned a lot about ourselves, and even beating Brock, we learned something about ourselves coming off of the night before win against Glen Rose. That was a tough game as well. So you go back to back tough games. We put ourselves in a mini tournament that quick. So it was, I mean, but for them, that's what I wanted them to experience is the love and of the game, experience something that they may never see again or be a part of again.
Nice,
Hmm.
nice.
Hmm.
Mike, what were your fun questions?
So the first one I had, if you had to coach each other for one game, like, who would be harder to who would be harder to deal with on the bench?
If we had to coach each other,
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
oh, it's Coach Willis for sure. Oh,
I would
he
have to
can-
agree on that one. I would have you know,
I can't. I don't remember. I don't know what coach. I don't know what coach what was you a guard? You were guard in high school, right?
yeah, I was a guard in high school.
Was you point guard?
Mhm.
Yeah, I was doing everything, especially down there.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I am, and both his boys will tell you. I am. I was talking to my dad about one of my relatives that plays for me right now, Hobbs,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
I said, man, I am extremely hard on point guards. So if I
Right.
was the offensive coordinator, like if I was offensive coordinator, oh my God, quarterbacks would hate me. I'm just telling you, I am. And Coach Willis, both his boys will tell you, I am extremely hard on point guards.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I just because they are extension of the coach. I
It's a,
feel like same thing with the quarterback. If
yeah.
I was OC man, and I used to have aspirations to be an OC and a head basketball coach. Boy, was I a fool for thinking that.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, that's I'm hard on point guard. So I would say Coach Willis would be
Yeah.
that hard.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing about we have the same terminology as being hard on point guards. Ask Samaria right now. Ask
Right.
when here, they definitely get the wrath, and Mimi got it because she was a a coach's daughter, but they
Mhm.
get it. But yeah, I gotta agree with Will. I'm probably
Nice.
That's funny. I had to tell y'all this. So we did a podcast last week, and I always come up with some questions for these guys, and I asked Michael and Chad, like, if you were putting together a team of 3-on-3, in Central Texas, like yourself and two other players, who would you pick? And they had good answers. Like, obviously, one of them had Kellen Collins from Mahia on his team, and
Hmm.
uh, I think Blake Brackens and
I picked Ree.
Bree Kinsey,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
I think you went with the big Bosqueville kid,
Yeah.
Michael.
Yeah. Bates. Bates Dyer.
The tall kid. Uh, so I cheated on my own question, and I said I'm going with Will Cartwright and Marcus Willis.
Hey,
Because
Yeah.
here's what I said. I said I love uh, like being the old guy in the gym and showing that it doesn't always take athleticism to win a game. Not, and I'm sure that you guys are both still better athletes than I ever was, uh, but
Brice
like,
can knock some shots down, guys. I'm gonna tell y'all what.
well,
Brice
so
can shoot it.
I'm a little bit of like Woody and in White Men Can't Jump. I'm better than I look. I'm a chump, but I can play a little bit. So I would love to like. And so, what was y'all's games? Is what I want to know. What's the scouting report? Who am I getting on my team if I go with Cartwright and Willis?
with me, I was like I'm like the Parker Minute of my team. I was the intangible guy. I did all the things that nobody else wanted to do. I wasn't flashy like Qwae and Marcus.
Hmm.
Or like Mimi. Mimi is kind of like, hey, I got one or two counter moves, and I got one or two moves I can get to the rim. I know how to get space, and I'm going to attack straight line drives and get to the rim and finish. I was a crazy, crazy free throw shooter, so you can't foul me because I'm going to knock it down.
Nice,
Also perfect as well too, and don't get it twisted. I can shoot the ball as well too.
nice.
Man.
I wasn't flat. Of course, did all the small things, additional rebounds, 50-50 balls, things of that nature, talking on the floor, but definitely could shoot it, at a high level and definitely can knock down the free throw. So that was kind of my game. Simple,
Nice.
simple, but definitely you needed that type of guy to be on your roster.
Nice. Will?
I was like a Larry Johnson, Charles Barkley type.
Nice.
Uh, growing up through high school, everybody was a Michael Jordan fan, obviously,
Yeah.
and I took what I could from Michael Jordan with the low post game, but I mean, obviously, I couldn't, do half the stuff he could. Not even half, not even 10% of what he could do. But and I wasn't. I could jump, but I couldn't. I wasn't no dunker or anything like that. But I was real good at rebounding, and I was a guard, obviously. So with the stockiness I had because I played football. I was bringing that thing up the floor and shoot, I was trying to get to the rim and muscle my way through stuff. I took charges, like Coach Wood said. I hit three. I could shoot the ball. I didn't start shoot. Crazy thing is, I didn't start shooting threes until I was a freshman in high school.
Mm,
Wow.
So everything I took, like I said, was mid range. I mean, that's how my dad trained me, and that's what I
Hmm.
did. I shot number mid ranges. Once I hit high school, my basketball coach was like, you're a guard, you got to start shooting threes, and I still didn't shoot a ton of them, but I shot enough of them to know I
Hmm.
shot a decent percentage. And yeah, I go to the free throw line. Hey, I'm 80% from the free throw line for
Okay.
career, so I'm knocking them down. Bryce, you getting some dogs, man. They don't.
nice.
Get some. Oh, you got.
I
Hey,
love it. I love
I
it.
got it in. I got it in today with my group, man. I'm 30. I just
Okay.
turned 38. I still just try to get it in with them.
Nice.
Uh,
That's
I,
Ask,
awesome.
I'm,
ask,
I'm, I'm,
ask,
Come,
ask
come play
Marcus
with
Jr.
us, man.
I'm
Yeah,
taking.
shoot, I will. Ask
I'm,
Marcus Jr.
hey,
I,
I'm on a 2 week break right now. I went in with him a couple of Sundays ago and kind of messed up this little old knee of mine. So I've been kind of
Man.
so.
Mar-
It
Marcus
sounds
Jr.
it sounds like I'm just gonna pass y'all the ball. That sounds like a good plan.
Hey,
Truthfully, I was the 12th man on the B team, so uh,
Nothing wrong with that, man.
hey, we all got to start somewhere, Bryce. Come
That's
that's
on,
right.
right,
man.
baby. That's right. Well, in all honesty, like we appreciate y'all taking some time. And
Hmm.
before we go, who y'all got Tuesday? Who you playing next?
Conley,
Conley Cadets.
Okay.
Oh,
On the road, or
Rivalry.
la-vega, the rivalry, absolutely.
is it
Yeah.
is Is it on the road?
Yeah.
Yes, that
On the
coming.
road. Okay.
Okay, good
Great.
stuff. Good stuff. Well, obviously, best of luck, not just Tuesday, but rest of the season for you guys. Like I said, we appreciate y'all taking a
Likewise.
little time and chopping it up with us, man.
Oh, this
Thanks,
made
guys.
this
It's
made
always fun, man. We always appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thanks so
Thank you,
much.
guys.
All right, we'll talk to y'all later.
okay.
All right.
See ya.